This show is brought to you by Safety FM.
Is rated MA-LSV. It contains strong language, sexual situations, and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Finally, show with the balls to call it like it is. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Countdown to audio torture.
The Rated R Safety Show starts in 3, 2, 1.
Let the eardrum pain begin.
Forget the corporate bullshit. This is the Rated R Safety Show with your host, Dr. It doesn't matter who the host is.
Oh, you so know it, and so do I. It does not matter who the host is. What has always mattered is who the listeners are. Anyways, we are broadcasting from the Safety FM studios in Orlando, Florida, and coming across the multiverse known as Safety FM and hanging out with our friends and colleagues over there.
We are radio. We are sarcasm. We are both combined. Radio Big.
Yeah, so today is Friday, January the 17th of 2025, day 17th of the year, and only 348 days left to go. It is Freeform Friday, so what does that mean to you? It means that all the stuff I didn't catch up with earlier in the week, we get to do today. So we are going to offload everything possible. So we're going to talk about it. We are going to hang out and we are going to take some deep divos into regards of the things that are going on, just kind of the reality side of what is happening. So with that being said, a lot of things happening inside of the world of the multiverse. If you want to hang out with us and talk and do all the jibber jabber stuff, it's an easy thing to do. All you have to do is go to callinradio.com. That's callinradio.com. Once you get there, audio, video, and text messaging are the options of the things that you get to do once you are there. Outside of that, we kind of look around. We hang out. We do our stuff. We talk about news. We talk about safety. We bring in some outside broadcasters that will do the things that need to be done. Yep, that's it. I mean, that is kind of our show in a bundle. You know, it's like a package deal. Is the way that it works. That's it. That's what I got rolling for you. So if you're good, I'm good, and we can start talking about what the hell was trending in the overnight, because some people will find that stuff important.
Here is what was trending. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so as I take a look at the trends of the ends, it goes something like this. An 11-year-old hero saves her father. Yes, her father, just in case. Jennifer Lopez cleans out the closet for wildfire victims, and Jen Shaw gets a new release date. More about that as we get into show business. Also, Wicked hits a milestone. We'll talk about that as we get into casting calls. And let's see, Prince Williams has a pint, not a mega pint, but a pint with the Royals. So we'll cover all of that information as we are going. So let's talk before I get into the news cycles of stuff, of talking about some stuff from yesterday, because it seemed like, should I say we were 50-50? Maybe 50-50 is a good aspect on yesterday. Some people were not in love that I played the whole Joe Biden farewell speech. And some people were okay that I played the Joe Biden farewell speech. Now, I'll put it to you this way. I look at it as that it's current events, and I really thought, if you kind of go through the media aspect on how some of the things that were said, was that it was a spot fest, meaning that certain segments were pulled out in regards of there is a focus on this, there's a focus on that. I was looking at it from the standpoint that it is better to take a listen to the whole thing opposed to me clipping it up. So that was the decision and choice that I made on playing that yesterday. Just in case, because a lot of questions came in. And it was about a 50-50 split in regards to doing it. And listen, I'm pretty sure that depending on the length of time next week, we'll probably take a look at the inauguration speech next week from President Trump, and we'll probably end up playing that on Tuesday. It's just kind of the way that it goes, or whatever day of the week it is. I think it's Tuesday, because remember, Monday it'll happen on Monday. We'll talk about it on Tuesday, kind of the way that it goes. So that was the reason. That was the decision made behind it. Not trying to get the Rated R Safety Show to become the Rated R Politics Show. That's for sure. So that was the purpose. We cannot please everyone. I am fully aware of that. And that is the great thing about options in regards to taking a listen to certain segments. I mean, you get to listen to what you want. The great thing here, if you are listening outside of the radio station, you can fast forward some of the stuff if you don't want to hear it. If you're on the podcast network, definitely if you're on the video side, you can fast forward that too. So just some options, but I appreciate the remarks back, because I think it's important. And it kind of, we can cater a little bit better into regards of what you're looking for, but with it being kind of 50-50, I was kind of up in the air of what exactly you wanted and what you didn't want. So that's it. That's what I got. That's what I'm sharing with you, and that's what we're rolling with. So with that being said, let's do thisser. We're going to make a run for it, and we're going to start talking about what the hell was in the news, because I think that that's going to be important. So let's do that right now.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Israel says a Gaza ceasefire deal has now been agreed and is going to the country's Security Cabinet and government for approval. A cabinet vote was delayed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, with him accusing Hamas of seeking last-minute changes. The US says it still expects the agreement to begin on Sunday. It includes the phased release of hostages held by Hamas and Israel withdrawing from densely populated parts of Gaza. Founder and CEO of SKT Welfare, Asif Hussain, says charities like his are ready to go.
We have trucks lined up near the Jordanian border ready to go in. Only last week we had volunteers go over from the UK who packed food parcels. Some 6 trucks are waiting on the border for our aid to be going in, and we've been doing this quite regularly. So we cautiously welcome the news, and we hope that this is going to be something that's lasting and eventually going to bring some peace and some really needed respite for the people of Gaza who've endured so many horrors over the last 14 months.
US President Joe Biden will reportedly not enforce a ban on TikTok before he leaves office. It's due to begin on the 19th of January, but the Biden administration is understood to be leaving the decision to Donald Trump, who's inaugurated on the 20th. The incoming president has said he would unwind the law requiring the divestment of TikTok by its parent company on national security grounds. China's economy hit the government's growth goal last year, helped by a flurry of stimulus measures. However, the threat of a new trade war with the US and weak domestic demand could hurt confidence in a broader recovery this year. Laura Westbrook reports.
China reported a full-year economic growth of 5% for 2024, according to official data. Exports were the biggest bright spot. However, exports could lose steam as the incoming US President Donald Trump campaigned on a promise to increase tariffs on Chinese goods by 60%. Economists say that could mean more domestic stimulus is needed, with the world's second-largest economy dealing with a protracted property crisis, weak consumer spending and mounting local debt. Laura Westbrook, Hong Kong.
South Korea's impeached and arrested President Yoon Suk-yeol hasn't attended another round of questioning by investigators on Friday. It comes as there is a deadline on Friday to obtain a warrant to extend his detention. Rebecca Bunden reports.
Yoon has refused to answer questions from investigators since his arrest on Wednesday, after he briefly imposed martial law last month, pushing the country into political turmoil. He is South Korea's first president to be detained while in office. A South Korean court has rejected a petition which challenged Yoon's detention. Investigators will need a warrant which would allow them to detain him for up to 20 days. Rebecca Bunden, Tokyo.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, remembering the director and writer David Lynch, who died on Thursday at the age of 78. He is best known for the 1990s television drama Twin Peaks and the films Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart and Mulholland Drive. His work blended horror, comedy, surrealism and classic film noir techniques in successful efforts to draw viewers and cinema-goers into his work, much of which attracted a cult-like following. 9 years ago, during an appearance at the Queensland Gallery of Modern Art in Australia, he was asked about the key to his process.
I say the best thing in the world is ideas, and none of us do anything without an idea. Even if it's you look in the cupboard and there's no coffee, you get an idea to go to the store and get some coffee. So there's ideas for everything, and I love to try to catch ideas and catch an idea that I fall in love with. And then I know exactly what to do. Stay true to that idea, translate it to one medium or another.
David Lynch started out as a painter and made short animated action films before breaking into Hollywood in the mid-1970s. He had been diagnosed with emphysema after a lifetime of smoking and retired from directing last year. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Israel says a Gaza ceasefire deal has now been agreed. US President Joe Biden will reportedly not enforce a ban on TikTok before he leaves office. China's economy hit the government's growth goal last year, helped by a flurry of stimulus measures, and South Korea's impeached and arrested President Yoon Suk-yeol hasn't attended another round of questioning by investigators on Friday. That's the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
Bringing you information you never knew you cared about. Rated R Safety Show.
This portion of the show has been sponsored by Private Internet Access, America's #1 virtual private network, or VPN. Even if you use incognito mode, internet service providers is storing your browser data and many times even selling it. But Private Internet Access, or PIA, can help you. PIA encrypts and reroutes your internet traffic through one of its own servers, hiding your data from your internet service provider or network admin. And with servers in over 75 countries, you can get unrestricted access to geo-blocked content from around the world. PIA comes with easy-to-use apps and browsers extension for all devices, a rock-solid privacy policy, open source security, advanced customization settings, and it was just ranked the fastest VPN in the world by PC Magazine. And if you sign up right now with PIA, you can take advantage of a special deal only for Safety FM listeners. Only by using the following link, you can get the digital privacy for less than $2 a month. Yes, you did hear me correctly, less than $2 a month, and an extra 4 months for free. So that means for only $1.98 a month and 83% off, you can get this service for you right now. That's so much more inexpensive than virtually every other VPN on the market. And if you get it right now, you can take PIA's 30-day risk-free challenge. You can try it out for 30 days, see if you like it, and if not, just return it for a full refund. So just go to safetyfm.com/VPN. That's safetyfm.com/VPN to try out the best VPN on the planet completely risk-free. Now remember, safetyfm.com/VPN.
Is your safety training old, stale, and hacked? Is your safety trainer still preaching a warped version of behavior-based safety? How about safety training that actually addresses your hazards in your workplaces and is not standardized baloney from 25 years ago? Contact the Safety Wars team at safetywars.com or call Jim Posel at 845-269-5772. Remember, if you're receiving this message, you are the solution to unsafe workplaces.
It's a new year, but it's feeling harder than ever to find and hire qualified people you need, especially for small businesses. That's where LinkedIn Job comes in. They make it easier to find people you want to talk to faster and for free. You can create a free job post in minutes on LinkedIn Jobs to reach your network and beyond to the world's largest professional network of over 770 million people. Focus on candidates with just the right skills and experience and use screening questions to get your role in front of the most qualified people. Then use the simple tools on LinkedIn Jobs to quickly filter and prioritize who you'd like to interview and hire. It's why small businesses rate LinkedIn Jobs #1 in delivering qualified hires versus leading competitors. I have to tell you that we have used LinkedIn Jobs to even find some of the people that we have here at Safety FM. LinkedIn Jobs can help you find the candidates you want to talk to faster. Did you know that every week nearly 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn? Post your jobs for free on linkedin.com/safetyfm. That's linkedin.com/safetyfm to post your job for free. Terms and conditions do apply. And don't forget to tell them that you heard it right here on Safety FM.
Safety in a way never heard of before. The Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Okay, here we go. Currently 17 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Friday, doing our thing, no doubt about that. So let's start taking some dives into some things that are going on. Space Race 2024, or at this point, could we say Space Race 2025? The billionaires' battle to build the independent space companies got a fresh infusion of competition early Thursday morning with the launch of Jeff Bezos-owned Blue Origin's new Glenn rocket. That's Glenn with two N's, just like Danzig writes his. The rocket successfully launched from Cape Canaveral at 1:03 a.m. Central Time, even though Cape Canaveral is in Eastern Time, but okay, on Thursday, and reached orbit in less than 13 minutes later, completing the first mission primary objective, taking the page out of SpaceX's reusable rocket technology. The lower stage attempted a controlled landing on a platform in the ocean, but didn't achieve the goal. Once the Glenn program gets a few more launches under its belt, it is contacted a launch with a pair of NASA satellites bound for Mars that would study the red planet's atmosphere as early as this spring. And this is according to let's see, NASA. Yeah, that's just kind of the way that it goes. I mean, I don't know. Who the hell? Okay, so hold on. How long is this thing? 4 hours and 48 minutes. Yeah. I don't think I want to watch this for 4 hours and 48 minutes in regards to what's going on. So there you go. Also, meanwhile, in SpaceX, the 7 Starship mission successfully launched on Thursday afternoon. And for the second time, the massive booster rocket was snatched out of the air by a crane dubbed the Mechazilla. with chopstick style arms. However, the stage that was made for the orbit lost connection with the mission control about 8.5 minutes into the flight. And an unconfirmed video posted on X reportedly shows the second stage was over the Caribbean in just a few moments. So I don't know. Kind of makes it a little bit interesting when it's all said and done as we are talking about it. So not 100% sure what is going on there, but something that did happen. So there you go. Some things to think about as we are considering and talking about it. Also, let's see. So many videos of this stuff. Let's see.
Attempting to catch the booster at the tower. This would be the second tower catch.
Booster landing burn. Seeing 13 engines.
Like, is there added sound effects to this thing? Because it sounds like it.
Hovering as it aligns with the tower for catch.
Booster coming in. Get ready for that boom, Kate.
Down to 3 engines.
Booster landing burn shut down.
Yeah, so there's definitely a video of this. And that has to be added sound. Because there is no crowd. And, you know, when you hear that shit of people saying it's coming in hot, that is definitely the definition of that thing. It is. That thing is on fire. Yeah, this girl's on fire. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Anyways, following the successful launch of the new, Glenn Bezos tagged Musk in an X post wishing the SpaceX team good luck, to which Musk replied, much appreciated. So there you go. Anyways, rats are getting into the evidence room at a police precinct, getting high on drugs. We've got over 400 pounds of marijuana in storage that rats are enjoying, Houston mayor said. John Whitmer told KHOU. Things have gotten so bad that the Houston DA has given police permission to destroy the evidence and clear the cases from before 2015. So that's interesting. This is in a new issues. Officers in New Orleans found rodents eating their drugs and evidence last year. This is according to KHOU, again saying some stuff there. So yeah, it gets interesting. Who knew that rats wanted to get high? Like, seriously, let's get high tonight in regards to some stuff. So a lot of things going on there inside of the world of the multiverse as we are talking. Okay, Conan O'Brien will receive the Mark Twain Prize for American Humor on an award bestowed by the Kennedy Center for Performing Arts. O'Brien will formally accept the prize at the event on March the 23rd, which is later air on Netflix on the dates to be determined. The prize recognizes individuals who have had an impact on American society in ways similar to the distinguished 19th century novelist and, essayist Samuel Clemens, best known for Mark Twain, the Kennedy Center says. So there you go. Previously, recipients include Tina Fey, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Bill Cosby. Really? You threw Bill Cosby in there? But the Kennedy Center later rescinded the award. Yeah. Okay. So there you go. So a lot of stuff there. What do you think about O'Brien getting that little Conan action into your life? No doubt there. Also, Jennifer Lopez wants to do everything that she can to help the victims of the LA wildfires. The Insider tells Page 6 that the actress recently went through her closet and donated countless items to help those who in need to replace some of the items that they lost. She also gave away dozens of packages of her J-Lo beauty skincare line. All the donations went to the A-List LA Relief Campaign. Really? It's called the A-List? The A-List LA Relief Campaign. This is according to Page 6. So there you go. A lot of stuff there, that's for sure, to talk about it. At least it seems that way as we are going through the path of talking about it. So take a listen to this. Find this one interesting. Wicked has crossed over the $700 million mark globally at the box office. Domestically, it sits at about $460.6 million. It is the only sixth movie of 2024 release to have passed that milestone, following Dune Part 2 with $714.4 million, Despicable Me with $969.1 million, Moana 2 with 99, oh my God, I can't even speak. $991.3 million, and Deadpool and Wolverine with $1.338 billion, and Inside Out 2 with $1.699 million. So there you go. A lot of stuff. A lot of stuff to talk about. I don't know. I mean, I find the box office thing so interesting as of late, because I take a look at this and I go, okay, so let's use Wicked as an example. Wicked currently, if you don't know this, is already out on streaming. And I think it's been out on streaming for a hot minute. I think it came out at the end of last month. So we're going to go, let's just say 3 weeks, just to have a nice even round number, even though you and I both know it's been like 17 days. But people are still going to the movie theater to see this. And the streaming version does have a sing-along available for it, depending on how you want to do it. So it's not like it's impossible to take a look or from home. So I don't know. It gets interesting to me. So take a listen to this real quick. As Americans flock to TikTok alternative Red Note or Little Red Book, depending on those translation for who you trust, foreign language learning app Duolingo has been seen a 216 times spike in the demand to learn Chinese. Duolingo says that there's certainly not a coincidence, either when users are prompted to indicate why they are using the language course. A significant number have indicated TikTok as the reason. The flood of newcomers to Red Note has connected Americans with a user base that almost universally post in Mandarin. But wait, those of the same user have swiftly discovered that the Chinese Communist Party censorship apparatus is more stringent than any American platform. Posts about religion and politics outside of the lines drawn by the CCP swiftly shuts down the app. And it gets worse. By using Red Note, users give the app full access to their phone data, including the location, files, and even their microphone, and even if the app isn't running. This is according to TechCrunch. So in other words, just to be kind of simple here, I would say that Red Note is not the alternative.
We at Safety FM are not responsible for what this idiot behind the microphone is saying. He is trying to be entertaining. Rated R Safety Show.
Tell me when I'm telling lies. So tell me when I'm telling lies. How would it be the alternative if it's saying that it can do all that shit to your phone? So just think about that. So let's see. Meanwhile, the Supreme Court announced on Thursday evening that it will publish its ruling this morning. So I will not know by the time that we end this first hour if we'll have anything. And if we don't, we'll talk about it during hour 2 and 3. But I doubt that it'll happen by then either, but we'll see what happens. So take a listen to this. Population collapse. The Congressional Budget Office projects that the American population will level off and begin to decline in the next 3 decades. Just last year, the department estimated that it would be 383 million people living in our country by the mid-2050s, but the new data suggests drastic decrease in that number, down 372 million, 2.8% drop. This year, the population is expected to grow significantly through and from 341 million to 350 million by December 31st of 2025. This is according to the Associated Press. So in other words, people get busy. It sounds like you need to get busy. We need that population. So there you go. Well, what else is the report saying? I mean, don't look at me like that. What did I say wrong? I'm just following.
Another pitfall of our society. Rated R Safety Show.
Okay, so 11-year-old girl from Virginia Beach, Vatacarawan, saved her father's life when he suffered a sudden heart attack, having just learned CPR skills through the Girl Scouts less than 2 weeks earlier. Vata says that her father, Clinton, started complaining about chest pains before collapsing on the floor unconscious. They didn't know at the time, but Clinton suffered a sudden cardiac death. What? Sudden cardiac death, a phenomenon when the heart just stops beating and the victim is clinically dead. Vada immediately called 911 with responders on the way. Vada coached through giving CPR over the phone. Clinton's surgeon says that immediate compression were crucial to saving the life, and that the really good news is that at the time that it looked to get the emergency medical services there, because he was getting CPR, that kept his brain alive in the time of life-saving intervention. interventions to arrive. Vada has some words of inspiration and wisdom for other kids, too. You can do anything that you put your mind to, no matter how old you are. I think that it's important for everybody to know, because some kids are saying that they can't do stuff because they're too little or not strong enough to do it. But I don't believe that whatsoever. So you can do anything you put your mind to if I can save a life. This is according to what was said on WTKR. So there you go. Okay, so let's talk about some other things going on. Milwaukee Brewers icon Bob Uecker has died. He passed away on Thursday with private battle with small cell lung cancer, according to his family. Bob had a modest professional baseball career, but became a broadcasting legend as the Brewers play-by-play announcer starting in 1971. He was 90 at the time of his passing. Also, as you heard already on Feature Story News Spotlight, filmmaker David Lynch has died. His death has occurred on Thursday, just days before his 79th birthday. Details were not shared. Lynch is best known for his films Blue Velvet and Mulholland Drive and the TV series Twin Peaks. So there you go. Also, the Dow lost about 68 points to close at 43,153 on Thursday. And the S&P lost 12 points to close at 5,937, and the Nasdaq lost about 172 points to close at 19,338. West Texas Intermediate closed at $78 a barrel, and Brent crude was at $81 a barrel. The national average price of a gallon of gas was $3.10 on Thursday, and Bitcoin was mostly flat on the day, but surpassed the 100,000 threshold again. Tonight's Mega Million drawing will be for a $113 million jackpot or a $49.2 million cash payout. Saturday night's Powerball drawing will be for, $331 million jackpot or a $145.1 million cash payout. So if you want to play the game, you have the opportunity to do so. Okay, let's do one more. Justin Baldoni and his production company, Wayfarer Studios, are officially suing Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds and her publicist Leslie Sloan for hundreds of millions of dollars. I believe it was 400 million, if I remember correctly. The suit accuses the trio of forming a smear campaign against Justin in an effort to take away the control of the movie It Ends With Us, in which Justin directed and co-starred opposite Lively. What's more, Taylor Swift is mentioned in the suit, though not being sued for her comments in defense of Lively. The singer and actress have publicly supported each other's career and shared private friendships in recent years. Baldoni is seeking no less than $400 million in damages for defamation, civil extortion, interference of contractual relations, and more. This is according to Variety. So something tells me that this is going to get worse before it gets better, just the way that it goes with this lifestyle. Just the way that it is. Anyways, 32 minutes past the top of the hour. As you know, it's Freeform Friday.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
From Feature Story News in London, I'm Ollie Barrett. Israel says a Gaza ceasefire deal has now been agreed and is going to the country's Security Cabinet and government for approval. A cabinet vote was delayed by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, with him accusing Hamas of seeking last-minute changes. The US says it still expects the agreement to begin on Sunday. It includes the phased release of hostages held by Hamas and Israel withdrawing from densely populated parts of Gaza. Founder and CEO of SKT Welfare, Asif Hussain, says charities like his are ready to go.
We have trucks lined up near the Jordanian border ready to go in. Only last week we had volunteers go over from the UK who packed food parcels. Some 6 trucks are waiting on the border for our aid to be going in, and we've been doing this quite regularly. So we cautiously welcome the news, and we hope that this is going to be something that's lasting and eventually going to bring some peace and some really needed respite for the people of Gaza who've endured so many horrors over the last 14 months.
US President Joe Biden will reportedly not enforce a ban on TikTok before he leaves office. It's due to begin on the 19th of January, but the Biden administration is understood to be leaving the decision to Donald Trump, who's inaugurated on the 20th. The incoming president has said he would unwind the law requiring the divestment of TikTok by its parent company on national security grounds. China's economy hit the government's growth goal last year, helped by a flurry of stimulus measures. However, the threat of a new trade war with the US and weak domestic demand could hurt confidence in a broader recovery this year. Laura Westbrook reports.
China reported a full-year economic growth of 5% for 2024, according to official data. Exports were the biggest bright spot. However, exports could lose steam as the incoming US President Donald Trump campaigned on a promise to increase tariffs on Chinese goods by 60%. Economists say that could mean more domestic stimulus is needed, with the world's second-largest economy dealing with a protracted property crisis, weak consumer spending and mounting local debt. Laura Westbrook, Hong Kong.
South Korea's impeached and arrested President Yoon Suk-yeol hasn't attended another round of questioning by investigators on Friday. It comes as there is a deadline on Friday to obtain a warrant to extend his detention. Rebecca Bunden reports.
Yoon has refused to answer questions from investigators since his arrest on Wednesday, after he briefly imposed martial law last month, pushing the country into political turmoil. He is South Korea's first president to be detained while in office. A South Korean court has rejected a petition which challenged Yoon's detention. Investigators will need a warrant which would allow them to detain him for up to 20 days. Rebecca Bunden, Tokyo.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks. Today, remembering the director and writer David Lynch, who died on Thursday at the age of 78. He is best known for the 1990s television drama Twin Peaks and the films Eraserhead, Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart and Mulholland Drive. His work blended horror, comedy, surrealism and classic film noir techniques in successful efforts to draw viewers and cinema-goers into his work, much of which attracted a cult-like following. 9 years ago, during an appearance at the Queensland Gallery of Modern Art in Australia, he was asked about the key to his process.
I say the best thing in the world is ideas, and none of us do anything without an idea. Even if it's you look in the cupboard and there's no coffee, you get an idea to go to the store and get some coffee. So there's ideas for everything, and I love to try to catch ideas and catch an idea that I fall in love with. And then I know exactly what to do. Stay true to that idea, translate it to one medium or another.
David Lynch started out as a painter and made short animated action films before breaking into Hollywood in the mid-1970s. He had been diagnosed with emphysema after a lifetime of smoking and retired from directing last year. With FSN Spotlight, I'm Simon Marks.
To recap the top stories, Israel says a Gaza ceasefire deal has now been agreed. US President Joe Biden will reportedly not enforce a ban on TikTok before he leaves office. China's economy hit the government's growth goal last year, helped by a flurry of stimulus measures, and South Korea's impeached and arrested President Yoon Suk-yeol hasn't attended another round of questioning by investigators on Friday. That's the latest feature story news. Ollie Barrett reporting.
This show is almost as enjoyable as hearing the sound of the toilet flush. Rated R Safety Show on Safety FM.
Hey there, Jay Allen here with Safety FM, where we just don't talk about safety, we live it. And when it comes to safeguarding your future, there's no better partner than Acorns. This part of the show has been brought to you by Acorns and a powerful tool that makes saving and investing easier than ever. We all know that investing can feel overwhelming, especially with busy lives and no time to dive into the nitty-gritty of financial markets, but Acorns changes the game. With Acorns, you don't need to be a financial expert or have a hefty sum of money to get started. In fact, Acorns lets you begin with just spare change. All about those small steps, small investments today that can build into something much bigger over time. Acorns recommends that the expert build portfolio designed to fit financial goals. Then it does the heavy lifting for you by automatically investing your money. It's like having a financial advisor in your pocket working around the clock to help your money grow. So why wait? Head over to acorns.com/safetyfm or download the Acorns app and take that first step towards securing your future today. Remember, in the world of safety and investing, small actions today can lead to mighty outcomes tomorrow. Paid non-client endorsement. Compensation provides an incentive to positively promote Acorns. Investing involves risk. Acorns Advisors, LLC, and SEC registered investment advisors. View important disclosures at acorn.com/safetyfm. At Safety FM, we're all about making smart decisions on the job and in life. So take control of your financial future. This is Jay Allen reminding you to stay safe, stay smart, and invest in your tomorrow.
Radio Big. USA, Canada, UK.
Embrace a daily boost of nature with Field of Greens. Discover the simple power of one scoop to elevate your well-being. Enjoy the flavor that appeals to you the most and let the blend of organic fruits and vegetables enhance your life. Experience the following benefits with Fields of Greens. Noticeable energy increase to power you throughout the day.
Improved quality of sleep.
Enhanced digestive comfort and a general uplift in your wellness. Field of Green stands out with the selection of organically grown ingredients, each carefully picked for its benefits to your heart and overall health. We are confident that you'll appreciate the benefits of Field of Greens. If it doesn't meet your expectations, we offer a straightforward money-back guarantee. Jumpstart your health journey with a special offer, 15% off your first purchase plus complimentary expedited shipping. Just visit fieldofgreens.com and use the code SAFETYFM to redeem your discount. That's SAFETYFM at fieldofgreens.com. Experience nature's touch at fieldofgreens.com/SAFETYFM. And don't forget to tell them that Jay Allen sent you.
You're being infiltrated. Radio Big.
I know you all want to hit your revenue targets and get the launch done. Well, making sure that your team knows what to do and how to do it is a huge part of it. So I'm sure that you all do different kinds of training, and I'm willing to bet that you probably use PowerPoint, Zoom, etc. I also bet that when you get someone droning on about a topic using these tools, you probably zone out. And your team does too. I mean, it is a reality of what happens. That's why I strongly recommend a tool called Articulate 360. That makes it so easy to whip together interactive, really beautiful e-learnings that really engages people and gets info across. You can create short-form micro-learning, super interactive courses, and really whatever you need when you're in their site. Then with a couple of clicks, you can send it out and check on it and see the progress of your team. Your team can also check back on the training anytime they want in a super simple portal. Literally everyone uses Articulate. Over 120,000 companies and all 100 Fortune 100 companies. Check it out at articulate.com/360 to start a free trial. That's articulate.com/360 to start your free trial. And don't forget to tell them that I was the one that sent you there.
More hits to help you work. Because to get rich, you gotta work hard.
Yeah, dude, look, I just made so much money that I could just sit around on my ass all day and play video games.
Wait, I forgot about Dogecoin.
Dogecoin rules!
Currently 43 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out, doing our thing, shaking it, moving it, telling you it's time to come out one more time. Oh yeah, baby. There you go, doing our thing. Okay, this right here is Rattle My Cage by Saints of Valerie. Yes, Saints of Valerie. Songs readily available on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music. If you want to come and take a listen, little streamer-emer action of that bad boy. That's for sure. We would like to thank Saints of Valerie for allowing us to play this here on the Rated R Safety Show. No doubt about that. So, if you're ready to get into the multiverse, I think I could be your guide in regards to taking you there. So let's do that. Let's talk about some other things that are going on inside of this world, because that's what we do around here. We talk a little bit about everything, and if at anything, I'm going to tell you about the most important thing that I will ever tell you in my lifetime, and that's about my friends at To Right Love on Her Arms. No matter what you're facing, you deserve to be connected to help. And To Right Love on Her Arms wants you to know that people have been where you are now, and things can get better. Healing is possible. To find out more information, all you have to do is go to TWLOHA.com. And that's To Right Love on Her Arms. Once you get there, click on the section that says Find Help. Yes, Find Help, far right-hand side. You'll see information immediately about addiction, depression, anxiety, eating disorders, self-injury, suicide, trauma, and grief support, just to name a few. That's TWLOHA.com. To Right Love on Her Arms. Let's talk about some movies that are coming out today. One of them, Rated R, it's a comedy, Best Friends, Droogs, and Alyssa. Learned that Alyssa's boyfriend has spent their rent money and they must rush to earn money back any way they can. So that's available today. Wolfman, Rated R, it's a horror movie. A family at a remote farmhouse is attacked by an unseen animal, but as the night stretches on, the father begins to transform into something unrecognizable. That's out today. Also, September 5th, Rated R, historical thriller expanding wide. During the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich, Germany, an American-sponsored broadcasting team that must adapt to the live coverage of the Israeli athlete being held hostage by a terrorist group. That one comes out today as well. So, a lot of stuff happening if you care to take a listen. So there you go. Anyways, let's take a listen to this real quick, because we always got some information for you. So let's talk about, let's see, do we want to talk about that one? Yeah, let's go ahead and, let's do that. Let's talk about polling station. A new survey says that less than half of Americans care which team wins the Super Bowl. Not only that, but the poll says that 2,000 adults found that 1 in 4 are more interested in food than the big game, and 54% agree that food spread can make or break the entire experience. The survey also found that food is more important than the commercials or the halftime show. So there you go. I don't know how you think about that, but some things to think about, no doubt whatsoever. So there you go. Okay, let's talk about some news of the weird Ding Dong. The dog earned his name through his creative approach of getting rescued. An animal rescue in St. Louis is caring for a dog that was saved from the dangers of a cold snap. After he rang the doorbell at a home in the bid of finding warm refuge, footage from the Ding Dong rescue shows the young adult Akita Mix sniffing around the porch of the home of activating the doorbell, and the pooch is greeted by a friendly woman who offers him a treat. A spokesperson for the animal rescue said that the woman took Ding Dong inside and posted him on Facebook groups looking for his owner, and kept him safe. After receiving no response, yes, no response, she brought the dog to the shelter where she was given the name Ding Dong. Apparently, he's not a ding dong at all. So there you go. Also, a pizza joint in England is willing to put a controversial topping, pineapple, on your order, but it'll cost you. Lupa Pizza, a popular pizza place in Norwich, is charging an extra €100 to anyone that orders it. That's about $125 US. The hefty price tag for the Hawaiian pizza listed in the menu is for the food delivery service website Deliveroo. It reads, euros of 100. You can have it. Order the champagne too. Go for the monster. Francis Wolf told the reporter, "I absolutely loathe pineapples on pizza." His head chef apparently agrees, and he said that I'd rather put bloody strawberries on the tropical menace. The owner said if someone does order the €100 pizza, of course, we'll make it for them, but we believe that it's a fair price for bad taste. Of course, if you've ever ordered a pizza in Chicago, you know the price is about the average. So there you go. Yeah, I mean, why do people get so hung up on what other people want to eat? Like, seriously. Like, I remember yesterday, a whole conversation taking place about people complaining on what people puts on hot dogs. And, of course, by mentioning Chicago, hot dogs come to mind right away. But listen, if you are so concerned on what I am putting on my food, maybe the issue's not so much me. Maybe the issue's you.
Duh.
When you kind of start thinking about it. So I don't know. It gets kind of strange. Let's get into something a little bit more positive. Let's bring some John Smalls into our life and let him tell us about what the hell is going on with the Motivation Minute, because, man, we need some motivation on this Friday.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com.
The Motivation Minute.
Today's quote was submitted by Heidi. Jim Henson said, "Life is like a movie. Write your own ending. Keep believing. Keep pretending." Adorable quote from a super cool guy. For those of you who don't recognize the name, Jim Henson is the creator of the Muppets. And if you don't know who that is, well, you need to check into that. And I agree with Mr. Henson. We need to keep believing in ourselves and work on that storybook ending for your journey through life. If there's something happening that you don't like, turn the page and write a new chapter. Plan for a happy ending and work towards that each and every day. It may not be easy, but it absolutely is worth it.
The Motivation Minute.
The Motivation Minute is courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com and JaceCaseMedical.com. I'm John Small. Thanks for listening. Your motivational quotes can be submitted for an upcoming program at motivationminute.org.
Hello, I'm Richard Exley with your 1-minute devotion. It is a mistake to make giving a means to an end, rather than an act of worship. The Bible does not teach us to give in order to get, but as an act of obedience. It is also a mistake to make prosperity a goal. The Bible clearly teaches that prosperity is a consequence and never a goal. Jesus said, "But seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." 1 Timothy 6 says, "Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith. But you, man of God, flee from all of this." Lord, help us to make your kingdom and your righteousness our highest goal. Amen. If these devotions are a blessing and an encouragement to you, you can subscribe at oneminutedevotion.com.
Here is the news on the Rated R Safety Show.
The U.S. Navy has announced the construction of 4 new nuclear submarines to bolster its fleet, which is showing signs of age.
Today's submarine force is the most capable in history, both for the U.S. Navy and globally, stated Navy Secretary Carlos Del Toro in a press release. It's an honor to unveil the names of these future attack submarines, which will safeguard our nation from beneath the ocean's surface. Jim Kender reporting.
Nawaf Salam, Lebanon's prime minister-designate, issued a call for unity and cooperation to save, reform, and rebuild the country.
Salam specifically extended his outreach to all, notably addressing Hezbollah, which has expressed anger over his nomination to head the new government. Now officially appointed by newly elected President Joseph Aoun, Salam emphasized the need to say enough and begin a new chapter. Benjamin Wright reporting.
House Speaker Mike Johnson announced his intention to raise the Capitol's flags, which are currently at half-staff in honor of former President Jimmy Carter for the inauguration of President-elect Donald Trump, contradicting a White House order.
Following a GOP press briefing on Tuesday morning, Johnson nodded affirmatively when questioned about his decision. Later, he confirmed it via a post on X, writing, "On January 20th, the flags at the Capitol will fly at full staff to mark our nation's unity." Kyle Norris reporting.
This is the latest news headlines.
Steve Bannon has been ordered to appear in court next week to explain why he changed legal representation so close to his trial, according to a ruling by a New York judge.
Bannon, a former senior advisor to President-elect Donald Trump, is set to face trial on February 25th over allegations of defrauding donors of the We Build the Wall campaign. After his previous attorney sought to withdraw, Bannon retained Arthur Aidala as his new lawyer. Lawrence Keller reporting.
Police in Utah have discovered human remains that they believe have been decomposing for an extended period near a public hiking trail.
According to a statement from the Washington City Police Department, the remains were found near the Bone Wash Trail, an Elephant Arch hiking area in Washington City, southern Utah, about 125 miles northwest of Las Vegas, Nevada. Kevin Sanders reporting.
Capital One is being sued by a U.S. watchdog agency for allegedly deceiving customers about its high-interest savings accounts and cheating them out of more than $2 billion in potential interest earnings.
In a lawsuit filed Tuesday, the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau accused Capital One of misleading consumers about its 360 savings accounts. The CFPB's complaint claims the company froze its advertised high interest rate at a low level for several years, even as national rates climbed. Jessica Oakley reporting.
And that's the latest news headlines with Alan Edwards.
Some of the best things in life come to those who wait, but we ain't waiting for shit. Radio Big.
Okay, that sounds like a good plan, that's for sure. 55 minutes past the top of the hour as you and I are hanging out on this lovely Freeform Friday. Yeah, that's what it is. Freeform Friday, just in case you did not know. Anyways, let's talk about this. Back on this day, back in 2017, President Obama commutes WikiLeaks disclosure of Chelsea Manning's prison sentence from 35 to 7 years. The U.S. Army private-born Bradley Manning was charged with leaking diplomatic cables to anti-secrecy group. That happened back on this date in 2017. Okay, let's talk about some birthdays going on today. Jake Paul turns 28. Calvin Harris turns 41. Dwayne Wade, yes, not to be confused with anybody else, 43. Ray J turns 44. I wonder if Kim Kardashian ever thanks him for helping with her career. We'll leave it at that. Zoe Deschanel turns 45. Little John, 53. Kid Rock, 54. Michelle Obama turns 61. Actor Jim Carrey turned 63 today. Steve Harvey, 68, and Robert F. Kennedy Jr., 71, and Maury Povich turns 86 today. So there you go. There's some birthdays going on. If you're looking at some days of the year to celebrate, well, I always have some of those for you. It's Benjamin Franklin Day. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin Day. So there you go. Some stuff going on, as always. So that's going to sum up our time together, really. I mean, at the top of the hour, we will be going over to radiobig.fm. Yep, radiobig.fm is where I'll go to hang out. If you want to come over there with me for the next couple hours or so, you're more than welcome on doing so. We're going to talk about some music stuff. We'll talk about some entertainment stuff. We'll also take a look at if the new TikTok ruling comes down during that time, because you know that some people are very interested in some of that stuff, because that's just what people do. They get very interested about some weird stuff. Just kind of how it goes. Okay. So, with that being said, why don't I give you a rando for today? Let's give you a random joke, because I think that that's going to be important. So, let's do that. I have a clean conscience. It's never been used. I'm just saying. Okay, so if you need a phone starter for today, try this. What's your back in my day story? Because, you know, everybody has one. You know, back in my day, we used to X, Y, and Z. So implant that there for your phone starter. If you need a question for the water cooler, try this. Walmart reports that due to demand before a hurricane, it takes extra care to stock up on beer and this. What is it? You're going to be surprised when I tell you this. You ready? Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts. Out of all things in life. Now, the question becomes, is it the frosted Pop-Tarts or is it the non-frosted Pop-Tarts? Are you a frosted Pop-Tarts person or a non-frosted? Maybe that's the question to think about. Okay, so that's it. That's going to sum it up. If I can leave you with a deep thought, let's do this one. When you're good to others, you're the best to yourself. And with it being Benjamin Franklin Day, Benjamin Franklin was the one that came up with that quote. So there you go. There's the tie-in to the world. Anyways, I know who you are. You know who I am. Love you, mean it, and goodbye. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. I really do. If you're not coming over for hour 2 and 3, remember Sheldon Prime is coming in, all the kind of fun stuff that we normally talk about. So we'll go from there. Have a fantastic weekend. See ya.
The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the host and its guest and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the company. Examples of analysis discussed within this podcast are only examples. They should not be utilized in the real world as the only solution available, as they are based only on very limited and dated open source information. Assumptions made within this analysis are not reflective of the position of the company. No part of this podcast may be reproduced, stored in a retrieval system, or transmitted in any form or by any means, mechanical, electronic, recording, or otherwise, without prior written permission of the creator of the podcast, Jay Allen.